When you're finally ready to make the big boy decision to free yourself from the restraints of your local commercial gym and build your very own home gym that allows you to do what you want, how you want, and whenever the hell you want, there's one prevailing theme that you must focus on that'll help you build out your gym in a way that helps maximize the dollar spent and maximize the space you have. And that's the idea of a focus and emphasis on high return on investment decisions. If you're tired of fighting traffic to get to your local commercial gym only to get there and be forced to navigate your way mindlessly around a barrage of OnlyFans chicks setting up their tripods to make some anal floss deadlift videos, or a dude that's doing supersets of Instagram scrolling with curls in the squat rack, it might be time for you to make the jump into home gym training. And in today's video, I'm going to share a quick walkthrough of mine while giving you some solid tips on how to create one of your own with both a sensible cost and space budget. Now, before we get started on the tour and tips that'll help you develop your own gym in a budget-friendly way, let me just say this. Not all big gyms are as bad as myself or many home gym advocates make them out to be. And not everyone is cut out for home gym training. Some train best in an environment free of many of the distractions that have a tendency to pop up at home, or need to have that clear separation of home and gym life. If that's you and you can deal with some of those more annoying nuances of commercial gyms, then stay there and maybe just keep a pair of dumbbells or kettlebells at home in case you want to train on location or without having to go to the gym. But if you're at your wit's end at a commercial gym that has no sense of communal goals that you share, zero sense of decency, or any real self-governing tendencies that check people for acting a fool without management having to get involved, then perhaps you need to consider striking out on your own via creating your own home gym sanctuary. If, let's say, you're currently at that point, then I want to share a few solid tips that will help you maximize both your spatial and financial budget, as well as increase the likelihood you achieve some kick-ass gains. The first and likely best tip that I can offer you after figuring out the three most important factors determining your initial equipment purchases, which are what your training goals are, what your square footage allotment is, and what your budget is set at, is, as I already mentioned, you have to make purchasing decisions based on items that have a high return on investment yield. That means equipment that earns its keep, equipment that can help you perform multiple movements that yield multiple gains while taking up as little space as possible. Think power rack with Olympic platform and pull-up bar instead of a big commercial treadmill. The power rack offers hundreds, if not thousands, of exercises you can do in a set space, where a treadmill only really offers two. That, by the way, you can do outside. It's also why small free weights like kettlebells and dumbbells are my favorites. They chew up next to no space on the perimeter of your space allotment while offering limitless training options for you to knock out. Now, when you run your purchasing decisions through that simple decision-making filter, as I like to call it, the rest tends to fall in place. But here are some other tips that will help you fill out a gym without emptying out your bank account. Regarding kettlebells, my advice is to always buy singles in multiple weights before you buy pairs. A lot of times you can't buy all the things that you want at once. Most people don't have that amount of money. It's like a garage full of tools. Most people acquire everything they have over a vast period of time instead of all at once. If you can't buy pairs of kettlebells, let's say, no big deal. Buy a few singles at a large range of weights that offers you the ability to do a greater number of total exercises at varying intensities. Use those in an offset manner, get strong as hell with them, and over time, when your bank account kind of replenishes itself and can handle it, buy their matches so you've got a pair. Simple concept, right? Another of my favorite ways to work around this, let's say if you're getting strong enough to where you're absolutely manhandling the kettlebells that you do have, instead of immediately buying a heavier kettlebell or even that kettlebell's pair, maybe buy an exercise band to increase tension at lockout instead. This is very true for dumbbells as well. All right, think accommodated resistance. Bands are cheaper than bells, okay? Simple concept there. Another helpful tip for buying kettlebells, or hell, any equipment for that matter, you have to know when and where to buy them. Let's say if you like shiny new objects that have never been used before, you just gotta buy brand new, then buy new, but do so when the manufacturers aren't selling their product at full price. Learn to be patient. Wait for a Black Friday sale or any other sale where they offer free shipping. After all, with heavy objects that have to ship freight, the shipping cost is what really gets you. The way I think, and the way you should probably learn to think if you want to save money on anything that you buy online, is that full price is for impulse buyers. And impulse buyers have a tendency to pay 10 to 15% more than they have to. Another simple price cutting trick, enter coupon codes from influencers that you follow. Might not save you a ton, but every little bit counts, right? Now, let's say you don't particularly care about having to have brand new items. You don't really care about the aesthetics of the gym, you just want function. If that's the case, and you're okay with secondhand items, that's awesome. This is where being patient yet fast acting can work greatly to your advantage. My favorite places to search these days are Facebook Marketplace, the Nextdoor app, and local garage sales. A lot of the times you'll have to sift through a bunch of bullshit, but if you're patient enough, you're bound to find a dude whose hobbies have shifted in life and who's tired of hearing his wife bitch about equipment that's chewing up valuable storage space that she wants to use. When you run across these listings, the key is to act fast and to be decent. You can feel these sellers out on the asking price, but don't haggle too much, and definitely don't haggle in a disrespectful or insulting way. Be cool and appreciative of the opportunity to help them while helping yourself. That's how I personally got a $1,700 Rogue rack with Olympic platform for just 450 bucks. I helped the dude out and I did it in a hurry. Another helpful tip, be resourceful when it comes to your conditioning tools. When I ran my own fitness facility down in Tampa, one of the most commonly used conditioning tools I used on clients was the Prowler sled. As badass a sled as they are for pushing, dragging, hand over hand pulls, and other strongman type conditioning events, they were expensive as hell to buy initially and required new skis practically every few months because of the wear we put on them while running them on concrete. Instead of spending a ton of money on those, do what I do now and make a blue collar sled that consists of a 20-foot toe strap with hooks connected to an old off-road tire that you can get for free by calling up any local tire shop. At the end of the day, this will save you at least a couple $100 while simultaneously hardening up your image. Trust me, someone sees you dragging a tire down the street or sidewalk and they're not likely gonna wanna mess with you. It just has a way of making you look badass. And this brings me to another important consideration, space. The space you decide to put all of your equipment in. Myself, I am extremely lucky. I've got a home with a detached pool house that I converted into my very own gym. And I live on the dead end of a street that has next to no traffic and supportive neighbors who think the stuff I do on camera is pretty damn cool. I think it's safe to say that not everyone will have that same luxury though. That doesn't mean you can't still have a sick garage gym though. One of my favorite options for those positioned is to do what many strongman and powerlifting competitors did when they couldn't find a place to train before garage gyms kind of exploded. And that's the storage unit option. Yes, this will be a costly option given that you'll be responsible for the monthly cost of the storage unit itself and the cost of all the equipment. But a lot of times you can mitigate these costs by getting a couple of buddies together to go in with you to split them. This route is badass and quite effective because not only does it allow you to achieve killer gains while spending time with your buddies, but by setting a designated time for y'all to meet up and train, which even if you don't have a workout partner or two, you should do as a non-negotiable to help hold you accountable, it creates that accountability you need to stay on the warpath and get the gains that you're going for. And that, in my mind, is a killer 2-for-1 deal. Working out with your buddies, all covering the cost of it, and getting killer gains together, what could be better than that? One last random tip I'll leave with you regarding the home gym training: keep a roll of paper towels and a good all-purpose cleaner on hand and clean up after your workout. Trust me, you do not want a staph infection. It sucks the big one and it can lead to you having some serious health issues. In closing, I'll say this about home gym training: it can be intimidating and taxing to get the ball rolling on it, but it can also be extremely rewarding. For me, what started as simply a way to gain freedom from the things I hated most about the local gym I was training at eventually evolved into the ability for me to be with my family and allow for them to be a part of my passion for fitness. I could never train the way I train these days at my home gym, side by side with both my kids and wife at times, in a local gym. It just wouldn't happen. It breaks my heart when I hear about some men claiming they can't make it to the gym because of their kids. I've always thought that your kids should be the number one reason you do train, not the number one reason you don't. And the freedom that my home gym offers to get my kids and my wife involved, spend quality time with them, and most importantly, do so in a manner that sets a good example for them is priceless to me. It's something that I'll always cherish. And it's something that I'd never have discovered if I hadn't broken free from my local gym and built the one that I train in today. Before I let you go, let me just say one last thing. Whichever type of person you are, whether you're a commercial gym type or a home gym type, what's truly most important is your commitment to health. Double down on that commitment, and whatever you do, never forget the why of what makes you want to achieve the goals that you've established for yourself. At the end of the day, that why is the fuel that keeps you going and what matters most. Remember your why and double down on your commitment to health, whether that be the commercial gym or the home gym, and that is what's going to ultimately give you the fulfillment you need to live a fruitful, healthy, fulfilling life. Hey guys, thanks for checking out today's video. If you enjoyed it and want more, then do me a solid by hitting the thumbs up button, subscribing, and hitting the alert icon so you get notified the instant I drop new videos here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And if you're looking for a more in-depth view of exactly how I program for all of my clients who are short on time yet hungry for some serious results as they age, then start by grabbing your free copy of the Kettlebell Cardio Blueprint that I've put together for you by clicking on either the book image that you see right over there to the right or the pinned link at the top of the comment section down below. This free guide has a week's worth of my sub 10-minute home workouts, my top 10 rules for losing fat without losing size or strength, and my plug and chug workout builder to help you design fast and effective routines from the comforts of your home. So to grab it for free, just click over there or down there and I'll take you directly to the free download page, which allows you to put it to use today. Appreciate your time, guys. Have a good one. MANdler.